So now, do you all happen to believe in Bigfoot?
I've seen some documentaries, but there's been some evidence of it there, right?
Yeah. Well, here's your first little piece of evidence. Here, there's a sign. You see the sign?
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah. Has he been?
Okay, so you didn't believe there's bears around. Did you ever see Bigfoot?
Yeah.
I did see Bigfoot.
There
And
has
I'm
been
going to show you Bigfoot a couple times. How's that?
Sure.
You sound like a skeptic, a hard sell back there.
Yeah, I'm more of a person.
He likes to.
But it's fascinating.
You don't believe in Tooth Fairy or Santa Claus either? No?
Wait,
Okay.
wait a minute. Dwayne Johnson was a tooth fairy, man.
Yeah. It was interesting to watch.
Yeah. But I think there has been sightings of Bigfoot. I don't know where it came from or what it is. I mean, it looks like a human. It has, it's standing on
Yeah,
two
it looks a
legs.
bit bigger. I mean,
Yeah, it's
I
just
don't know.
2 feet.
All the pictures I've ever seen, they've not been high quality pictures, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good legend or whatever you want to call it.
Sure. So if you look at these aspen trees, you can see on the trunk of the tree where the lower limbs used to be, there's like a black dot. So the Native Americans used to think that that was the eyeballs of their deceased ancestors, and that they were actually overlooking the land. If you happen to see one with sap coming out of it, they also believed that the ancestors saw something that they did not like and were crying. Yeah. Kind of an interesting little folklore about the Native Americans.
So, lots of good stories. So yeah, that's. So how that fire that was 18,000.
That was the Hayman, or excuse me, the Waldo Canyon fire. So what was your question?
How was that one started? Did they?
We believe it was arson, but they never did catch up with anybody on that one.
It's hard to find out.
Yeah.
But the other one was.
But the other one, she almost admitted it to it right away.
Wow. So she went.
She first said it. She came across an abandoned campfire. She didn't say she said it, of course. Right up here is Heart Rock. Up here. We hope it doesn't fall down anytime soon.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, that was some. It is kind of at a bad spot if it falls down, especially if
it's probably not coming down anytime soon.
But so I assume she got in pretty good trouble then.
She did. Yeah, she eventually got sentenced to 20 years in prison.
Okay.
Did 16 and is already back out. I hope she's no longer a ranger.
No kidding. Yeah.
But sometimes government employees don't do their job like they're supposed to.
Yeah, that happens.
Like if she put in for this job.
That happens
and
quite
then
frequently.
There seems to be a hole in your resume for about 16 years. Where were you?
Yeah.
Oh, prison. For what?
Yeah, no kidding.
So sometimes they forget to do that key element there.
Yeah,
Isn't that gorgeous?
Oh my, this is.
The way
we got some different
hitting
colors up here. Yeah, that is very beautiful. Sure.
So sometimes we see some wild animals up here, wild turkeys. Not pretty rare to see them, but we do see them occasionally. On the tour this morning, we did see some bighorn sheep.
Oh, okay. Oh, you were up here this morning already? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we seen some mountain goats on the train ride yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's amazing how they can maneuver their way in that stuff. Goodness.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, wow. And they were pretty close too, yeah. But so Colorado's big for buffaloes, right? Obviously.
There's what we call some buffalo ranches or bison farms.
Oh, okay.
So nothing in the wild.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Not here. Up in Wyoming, I believe there are some.
Okay.
So down in here, you can start seeing some trees knocked over.
Oh yeah, I see that.
And so some up there, and then some more a little bit above here. Here's trees knocked over. So it's going to be a multi-year, multi-million-dollar project to clean all those up. See them?
Yep.
See them all knocked over.
Oh yeah, from high winds or you name it.
Yeah, they came right through here. We actually had a tour that day, like I said, and it was all real cloudy through here. The couple was from South Florida. And so we offered them the chance to get out of the tour, and they said, "Nah, this is my only chance."
Right.
So they went ahead and took the tour. As soon as we got above the clouds, it was wonderful up here.
Oh, really? Serious?
As we see a lot of times, yeah.
It's
So you
interesting.
can't really predict what
No,
the
you
weather is
can't.
up
Weather's gonna be
here.
like up here compared to the
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting, but this is a beautiful day so far.
Oh yeah. So this little reservoir over here to the left is Crystal Reservoir.
Okay.
We're just now finishing the fill up of that. It underwent about 6 years worth of dam repairs, about 5 years too many. So they fired that one contractor, got another one in here. They wrapped it all up in a couple months. And
Yeah, of course.
so they put about 8,000 rainbow trout in there.
Wow.
We do have seagulls, pelicans sometimes, eagles, bald eagles, and golden eagles up here from time
Really?
to time. So
Yeah.
Wow, fascinating. Yeah, that's good. Good stuff. Nice.
so you see the dam over there?
Yeah, absolutely.
See a little bit of smoke. There was a controlled burn
Mm. Oh yeah, right
off
there.
on the right over here. You can see a little bit of smoke maybe. See it off in the distance?
And,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yep, gotcha. Good stuff.
A few fishermen out here trying to get their share of
Wow,
rainbow trout out of there.
that's interesting. 8,000 of them, yeah.
Some of my co-workers
Ah, nice.
can't wait for me to come back. They're all asking, when's Steve coming back? When's Steve coming back?" Off in the corner, what do you see? A statue?
Oh, that's probably Bigfoot.
That's Bigfoot. Now do you believe in Bigfoot?
There we go. There's more proof.
More proof.
Yes, more proof. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that Bigfoot originated in Colorado or whatever, though, unless they just kind of stuck him in this area.
I don't know that. Did it originate? I thought it was Washington.
I
or
don't
something.
know, actually. Yeah, so it's
I don't
I
know.
think you're right on the Washington.
Yeah.
I know there's a documentary or so about Bigfoot. You know, I
I think
haven't
somebody
seen it.
just trying to scam people out of
Yeah.
money.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pretty
It's like,
Now, have you all heard about America's second oldest car race?
I don't think that.
There's a gap there. I guess not.
no, I don't.
So
Maybe
they've
it's-
been racing on Pikes Peak, car racing, ever since
Something was mentioned
1916.
about it.
Oh my word!
Someone was mentioned somewhere along
I heard there was car races, but I didn't know it was a number 2. That's back when it was like dirt roads, you name it. Oh
Pretty
my
much,
word!
yeah.
People skidding over the side of them.
So you can actually see on both sides of the road here some pavement, and this is where the racers and vendors all set up on race
Really?
day.
Wow.
It's the last Sunday in June, and right straight ahead you'll see some burn marks in the road where they've been burning out. It's a little hard to see the way the sun's
Yeah,
hitting,
I seen
but
them
they
right
do
there.
set up some bleachers right here, and they put on a little bit of a show.
Oh my
This is
word!
not the start of the race yet.
Not yet. Wow.
Around the corner here, at this yellow sign, at this cone here, there's 2 grooves in the road. And it's a rolling start. How fast you can get going through here is in your best interest. Just under 8 minutes is the record from over there
Oh my word!
to the top over here.
Just really.
Just under 8 minutes. It was done in an electric-powered Volkswagen.
Oh my
You can
word!
see. Yeah,
Electric-
Volkswagen spent millions of dollars on
Oh,
this
really?
car. It wasn't like a bug or anything. It was a high-speed race car.
Gotcha.
Wow. Interesting. I'm sure you can see some motorcycles flying up and down this road. Huh?
We do. The last death was in 2019, the same year I was a shuttle driver.
Oh.
But they don't allow motorcycle racing
Oh.
as part of the Pikes Peak International Hill
Okay.
Climb. Now we do get some clowns doing it on their own. Now we
Yeah.
had a car lose control. See that one tree stump down there?
And,
Lost control, and one of our
are you serious? Oh
yeah,
man.
and that same morning. So a couple of weeks before the actual race, they do tire testing and tuning.
Mm-hmm.
The same morning that happened. If you look at our guardrail up here,
Yep.
there's a brand new section of guardrail
Wow.
where they went under it,
Oh my
and
word.
the guardrail was humped up like this. I don't know how it did not kill the guy,
Thank goodness for
but
the
it didn't.
guardrail.
but he watered his car up really good.
Phew.
And he did not race with us on that last Sunday in June, but he did say he's coming back. So I don't believe he has learned his lesson yet.
Oh my!
Doesn't sound like it to me.
He can be glad that guardrail was there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, didn't do much because he went
like-
through it underneath it.
oh.
Because those
They
cars
could've
are
slowed
sitting.
him-
Oh, my
they slowed him
word.
down or something.
That's crazy. Okay.
So coming up around this curve up here, you will start to see some more tornado damage. So first
Wow.
thing you will see is just up around this turn here, up on the right, you'll start seeing a few trees laid over, uprooted and laid over. See them in there?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yes.
real quick,
See
left
that.
and right, you'll
Uh-huh.
see a whole bunch of trees just laid out.
Wow. And this tornado went right through here.
Right through here, skipped over the reservoir, went on down to that other place.
Really? Man,
Isn't that something?
Yep.
that is something.
And then
see
you see a
that,
few
yep.
trees that are randomly uprooted and knocked
Yep,
down
right.
over here. Big one right here. Look at that tree.
Oh wow.
And there's still a
Man.
whole bunch of them on the left here.
That's interesting.
So it'll be a
Hopefully.
several year, multi-million-dollar project.
to
The
get-
highway's already picked up a check from FEMA to take care
Really?
of it.
Okay.
FEMA. Oh wow. Hell up.
That was Angela, Ranger Angela.
Oh.
Awesome Ranger.
Very nice.
One of the benefits, I know almost everybody up here that
Yeah,
works here.
that
So,
that does.
Yep, sure you did.
That's good.
and they treat me very well. So that's always handy.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a big perk.
So you can see kind of the patchwork of gold all over our mountains here from the aspen
Right,
trees up
right.
through there. Smell the hot brakes?
I do
That's what that is, that nasty smell.
going down there.
Yeah.
Going.
Yep.
Somebody's already doing a good job of making sure
My
they pay
goodness.
their local mechanic a lot of money.
Wow. They used to have brake checks on here, didn't they?
They
Or-
still do.
Oh, they still do actually. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you got to learn how to downshift. I don't know what. Yeah.
Yeah, and
that's
I
a big
usually
thing.
talk about it. Do you know how to do that? Using the lower gears, even
I
in
mean-
an automatic? Because this is an automatic Jeep, but it's
I mean-
also
Yeah.
got a manual.
Oh yeah, like the
M.
ones you can do 4/3 and yeah.
M plus minus.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I
I've
can
done.
I can manually upshift
Right and down. Yeah.
or downshift.
Our RAV4 does that.
So
So yeah.
I usually talk about that, and then also braking strategy.
down.
Not all vehicles have these manual or S settings.
So that's a big key then.
And
Yeah.
then, so yeah, I talk about braking strategy on the way down and actually show you
and you can
how
smell
to
the
not.
brakes.
I can smell them again.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm again.
Ay ay ay.
So
Maybe-
you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's
great.
right.
And if I overheat my brakes, guess what? This is
It's
probably
your,
my
it's your problem, not mine.
not only that, it's probably my last tour.
Because you're
So
supposed to know
I'll
how to.
probably
Yeah.
get fired.
Because you're supposed to know how to do all.
I
Yeah.
know
that-
exactly.
yeah. And that is true. And you're going down the hill 19 miles. You got to know what you're doing. It's not like over the mountain, like back.
Yeah.
here.
So yeah.
You
So
know.
it's a very very long either
Right.
ascent or descent.
Exactly.
So,
Right.
so right through here, this is one of those areas where they're hitting speeds of over 170 miles an hour.
Oh my word.
Right through here. They're averaging speeds of over 80 miles an hour, if you can imagine that, on this road.
How in the world do they make the turns?
And they're allowed to camp one night a year. And
Oh,
that's
right
the
in
night
there.
before the race, and they're all camped out here. And then they have steel barricades all along here where people can line up and
Oh
watch the
really?
race.
Wow. That is fascinating.
I don't know what this year's participation numbers were, but last year there were over 30,000 spectators
Oh
on
my
the race.
word.
So isn't that kind of cool? All the patchwork.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
film?
that is.
Yeah.
Nice deep clip. That's beautiful. So do they charge you to watch or?
They do.
They do,
And
yeah.
whatever the entry fee is, I think is
Okay.
what it is.
Yeah, but
Oh, okay.
it'd be worth watching.
Oh, for sure, because
Yeah.
you're here all day watching the
That's
race.
right.
And then you can see a bunch of broken branches up here in these trees here. Now, this was more from the tornado microburst that may have been associated with
Mm-hmm.
it. There was some tree branches that were damaged from the snows, late wet, heavy
Really?
wet snows that
Yeah.
we had in the fall and spring, or excuse me, spring and early summer.
Early. But yeah, this is amazing.
Isn't it?
Bright, nice day.
So a lot of people ask me, do I ever get tired of this?
Yeah, I would think
Absolutely
about
not.
that. Yeah, yeah, it's just.
I say, how do you like my office?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got a beautiful job. Big job.
I know.
that's good.
That's true.
My
So-
first job, that I retired from, not so nice. I was a body paint weld guy for the Army,
Oh wow.
lead guy. And then after I retired, I thought if I do anything, it has to be fun or I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah, that's right. So, what's the most times you did in a day? Like 3, like
Like
trip,
three
like
tours?
tours. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 tours is what we do
3
in a day.
tours. Okay. Yeah.
When we're in the summertime, now October, it'll be max 2 tours a day.
Okay.
So right up here on top of this rock over here, you see
Yeah.
what?
Mhm.
What do you see? Go ahead, spit it out.
I guess you see Bigfoot. Yeah.
Bigfoot.
Oh man, I couldn't tell. I had my
Yeah.
Now are you a
I'm a-
believer? See, you've seen Bigfoot now,
I had
right?
my Dollar Tree glasses on. Should have took them all. Oh yeah, this is much brighter. Whew, yeah, that's a.
It's
nice-
right there too.
Yeah, that.
You're gonna run out of film in that camera, aren't you?
Oh no. Yeah, back in the day, yeah.
You remember those, huh?
Yeah, he was
Oh
the
my
type to
goodness. Oh yeah.
So-
Multiple rounds of films
He
alone.
was the type to have a ton of film. He had a lot more expensive cameras though.
Yeah, I never get into the.
Never got into the
Digital
highfalutin
realm.
digital cameras though.
But these cameras do
They do
Good
an
video,
amazing
yeah,
job.
they do.
It is amazing how good. Just
This is really clear and beautiful up here. My word, if when you're doing winter tours, it's probably like -20 up here.
It does.
Bring your ski.
And it seems like when it snows, we always have high wind with it.
Right,
The
yeah.
wind is kind of like always blowing up here, so it gets pretty tough up
Yeah,
here.
bring your snowmobile suit if you got one, right?
Yeah, it's not quite that bad.
Oh.
I mean, we're usually in an enclosed
I was gonna say
heated
you're in a
cab of
closed
yeah.
cab.
Yeah.
you can kind
Well, I was meaning
keep
when
it heated
you. I mean, I was meaning when you get out and explore
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit. That's when you need to.
Yeah, we're not usually out that long,
Yeah.
shoveling around the doors and whatnot.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, it's nice colors.
So when I was a ranger last year, I had to deal with 2 motorcycle accidents up here.
Oh my.
One of them was up here at where this guardrail is.
Mm-hmm.
Mama and her son were on a 3-wheel Harley, and they came around and took this turn a little too fast. Bounced the motorcycle off the guardrail, and you'll see the scar on that guardrail.
Really?
And the motorcycle wound up in the ditch on this side,
Man.
spilling Mama and the son over the guardrail.
Aye, aye, aye.
Fortunately, they were the boy popped right up out of there. She was still injured. See the scar on the guardrail right there?
Yes.
I did. Yep, I've seen it. Aye, aye.
So
Forever there.
she
So they-
was over the guardrail, but it wasn't all that far down, and it's very, very steep. But anytime there's head, neck, and back injuries, you have to be very careful how
Right.
you handle these patients.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So it was a high angle, 3.5-hour rescue trying to get her out of there until we
my.
could figure out and assess her injuries.
Yes.
Now this is the old Pikes Peak ski area. So you can actually see the trees
Yeah.
growing up in the old ski runs that are over here.
Oh yeah.
It's like. Interesting.
They
They're
just
on-
weren't able to maintain snow and make it cost effective.
Yeah. Yeah, that's.
So as we get up in elevation here, you'll notice that our aspen trees are starting to get smaller. And then if you take a look at our pine trees, the side branches on the pine trees are getting much, much closer, much
Oh
shorter.
yeah, I see that. Yeah.
And that is from the heavy, wet snow loads we get up here. If they had real long branches, it would have a tendency to break them off.
Really? Yeah. No kidding.
So that's why they've
Okay.
adapted over time.
So yeah,
And I
that's,
think they look pretty cool with that real short branch.
Yeah, that's
I think they look
yeah.
kind of cool.
yeah, that's
Especially a whole group of them.
Uh-huh.
That's cool.
wow, that's
I
pretty
thought about Bigfoots.
interesting mountain over there. Yeah. So what are we at now? Like 10,000 feet?
No, I
Not
think there
quite.
was a sign back there
Oh.
that said 11,000.
Oh, okay, 11. So that's the highest
So we're
we've
getting
been.
up there.
Highest we've been yet.
Yeah, never been above 11,000 before.
No.
This is the highest we've been, like coming to Colorado. So
Uh-huh.
like the zoo was like 7,000. The bridge,
Right.
the bridge is 7,000. So yeah, this is twice as high as we've been to this week.
think we passed
But
the
no, we've
11,000 feet sign,
But
or maybe coming up yet. I'm not sure.
my son and his wife just did an amazing out west tour doing national parks.
Oh, nice.
Like they got a national park pass, and they just
Go to each one along the way.
so they
That's
just
absolutely nice.
just
yeah.
2.5 weeks. They just got home and did like 8,000 miles.
Oh wow!
So
yeah.
that was. But they were up. 12,000 was the highest I think they've been on. They was up, but that was a Rocky Mountain National Park actually. They
over Trail Ridge Road.
probably go up the steps, Yep. So they did that the last day that they were. Then we met them actually.
They didn't want to come the whole way down here. They were ready.
Yeah, so we met them in
Ready
Castle.
to go home. Huh?
Yeah.
Had enough, huh?
We met them in Castle Rock then for a meal
Sure.
before they went
Nice.
home. So we got to get together with them. Wow, this is interesting.
So we're about a quarter mile away from our first stop.
Okay.
This big rock face over here, U.S. Army Special Forces sometimes will practice their technical climbing skills.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So
Well,
anyway, at our first stop here, this is going to be Glen Cove. So they do have food in here. If you're hungry, please don't order anything that they have to prepare.
No.
It'll take them 25 minutes to do that. But they have grab and go food, and just let me warn you, all the prices up here are horrible up here for souvenirs and all that. So
Figured all that out.
Kind of matches the elevated prices, right?
oh, for sure. And the higher you go, the higher the prices go.
really?
Yeah.
Not one tiny bit surprised.
Oh yes. That is. No, I was
This
eating.
one here.
We were eating.
So we're going to try and keep this visit at
Sure.
about 5 minutes if we
Okay.
can help it.
Absolutely.
They do have restrooms here. And whether you buy food or not, inside, if you were going to buy food, there's a counter in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then stand over by that counter and just look at, there's a picture up on the upper right.
Okay.
Take a look at that picture if you think of it.
I'll do that.
And then we'll talk about it on the way back.
All right.
Okay? And then I'll
Right. Very interesting, nice trip so far. We're going to talk about that picture, I think, on the way back. Beautiful out back. Looks like he succumbed to the lack of oxygen. Oh my. First animal we see, and it's a dead mouse. Alright, there's a brake check.
It is bad because of the absence of humidity. So
Yeah, the dryer. Yeah.
and then we also have a Cat 938, slightly smaller.
Okay.
Yep, you need the real machines up here, that's for sure.
Yes, we do. There's drifting of snow up here,
I believe that.
Heaven's
and
Gates.
they work real hard to keep, like I say, at least one. The train
Right.
has a maintenance train, and they actually have a huge snow blower mounted on it.
Really?
And
Oh.
so a lot of times they get up pretty easy before we can have two-way traffic up here. A lot of times it's just one-way traffic, one lane open. And the main reason for that is to get snow removal folks up there to the summit
To the.
Gotcha.
and be able to get an ambulance
Yeah,
up here
wow.
if we need it. So.
Yep.
So did you happen to see the picture in there?
Yeah, I even-
Telegraph.
What did
Took
you
a picture.
telegraph? So that was Helen. She was a telegraph operator there for many, many years in the late 1800s and early 19s. When that telegraph machine went obsolete, they apparently buried it in the parking lot.
Really?
And so they unearthed this thing many years ago. It's mangled up a little bit, but we actually have that in our maintenance shop, and it's got a data tag of 1862 on it.
Okay.
So the other
Wow.
interesting thing about that is Glen Cove is thought to be haunted.
Huh.
And so there was also another lady, her husband tried to murder her back here in this corner. It didn't happen here, but it did happen a little bit later on in Manitou Springs. So her spirit is supposed to be in Glen Cove as well.
Wow.
Some of my coworkers don't even like going in there.
I see.
So what happens and what they've experienced is like hearing footsteps,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
there is no one around, And also, one other thing that has happened a time or two is things fall off the shelf.
Wow.
And no one around, no earthquakes.
No.
Yep.
So I've been going up in there, and I haven't heard or experienced anything.
Yeah.
So I'll keep going until I get scared.
Exactly. Exactly
So,
right.
But
Till
a
you
lot
get
of
some
times we'll have the
excitement.
block set right here. And they'll have, see, we have lots of parking right here, and they can
Yes.
actually hike up there and
Oh,
ski
wow.
down.
Ski down there. Wow.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
So
that's
this all
crazy.
used to be a dirt road way back in the day.
Mhm.
But the Sierra Club sued the city of Colorado Springs over erosion on the mountain.
Wow.
Uh,
Sued them for erosion on the
Yeah, for
mountain.
$50 million actually.
Oh my word.
Did you say sued who?
The Sierra Club,
Wow.
they're a
What
big
they-
environmental club.
What they can't.
Gotcha.
So I'll get back to that here in just a minute.
Mhm.
But right around this corner up here, you see a gate. And back in that area is called Elk Park. So there's no trees on the top of Elk Park. But I'm going to draw your attention to the very first tree right in the middle. It's leaned over, hunched over really bad. It's not very tall. Okay, and I'm going to dip into this other lane. Nope, there's a car coming, so I can't dip over into it.
That's a nasty
But maybe you'll
turn.
both see it here. You see that very first tree down there that's leaned over down
Yes, yes.
there? That is a bristlecone pine tree estimated to be about 2,500 years old.
Oh, man.
And it got its
Wow.
start in life about the same time I did.
Yeah. Nice.
You don't believe that one either, right? You are a hard sell. Aren't
Yeah,
you?
she's
So right up above over here is the
Wow.
overlook on top of Pikes Peak, and we'll be over there not too long, in
There
just a
is
few
some
minutes.
snow up there.
And you will start to see some amazing views coming up here.
Yeah.
So that one smaller mountain right off to about your 2, almost 3 o'clock position there, one that's a little bit shorter and a little bit closer to us, that's that one where the Rangers set on fire. You can see there's not too much dark green on that mountain.
Oh, no.
That is the Hayman fire.
That's the
Burns
Hayman
Gulf.
fire.
Yeah, they did catch her. That was that Ranger.
Yeah.
Sentenced to 20 years, did 16.
Man, yeah, I think I see that down there.
And can you imagine like 40-foot snow drifts through here?
Oh my word.
Oh yeah.
Are you serious?
And when they plow this,
How do you not fall off the mountain?
pretty much.
I mean, I guess they got it marked. Yeah, I guess you're probably.
So yeah, they have a good feel for the
they
road.
do, yeah.
But what they do is they take the road grader, the back end of the road grader will be squarely on the road, and then they articulate the front end over. And the
Wow.
right front tire is oftentimes not even on the ground. And they
Wow.
plow that snow off flush all the way out. And the reason they do that is because if they leave a hump of snow, that's called a windrow. And then what will happen is it will cause more drifting. So they try to
Yep.
have it clean flush all the way across.
Wow, there's some.
Not that it helps a whole lot, because when we're in the snow mode, it just piles up day after day after day.
This is where they ski. Yeah, that's some pretty brave people there moving snow.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
skiing down from up there all the way down.
And, oh, that's
I'm
where,
not a skier,
That's where
so
they ski up there.
yeah,
Yeah.
they come down. this
Wow.
way.
Man, no, I'm not a skier either.
So that's Department of Wildlife, I believe. The bighorn sheep have been in this area. The
Oh.
ewes,
Beautiful.
the ewes or the females have been in this area here, and they're keeping track of the herds here. And they actually will offer up 2 special hunt tags for usually 2 rams a
Really?
year.
Oh my word.
So, but they keep pretty close tabs on the bighorns here.
Wow.
So they're up here a lot.
There you
Problem is they don't pay very well. So you just got to be love of
Just
work.
get-
All right.
My boy's girlfriend used to be a game warden. So we had a lady about 12 weeks ago pass out up there on that road there.
Really?
Came down
My
here
word.
and her car came to us on its side
Oh
right
my
here.
word! Right
She
where we're
is
at.
so lucky that she didn't keep going
No
over
That's
that.
for
kidding.
sure.
So she survived that
She
one.
survived
Oh my
it, yeah.
word! Just passed out because whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Either one of you medical personnel?
No.
Okay.
No.
Sometimes I like to know because sometimes I got doctors with me and I don't even know, you know.
Slay.
Right.
So
That's good
we do
to-
get into a little bit of like BLS, like basic life saving. I'm BLS certified.
Okay.
So if you have any experience in like lightheadedness, headache, nausea, stuff like that,
Yes.
that could be altitude sickness. A little bit's probably normal,
Yeah.
but if you feel like it's overwhelming and it's
Right.
really like you feel like you're going to pass out or something, for sure, reach out to me.
Okay.
Just like the doctor's office, I've got a pulse ox here.
Oh,
So I can
okay.
see where your
Oh, brother.
oxygen's at.
that's
So right down
That's
here, you
interesting.
can actually see the burn scar. A whole
Yes.
bunch of it here.
Right.
absolutely wow. That's a good fit. Yeah, so that fire did get pretty high. Yeah, this is where you got to know how to do your brakes, and when we're up in
Yeah.
this area and on
Yeah.
down.
It's really pretty simple,
But it's
especially when I show you.
Yes.
You'll know exactly what's going on, and you on the way down,
Wow.
we'll invariably see somebody. Their tail lights will be on, and they'll be on the whole way down.
yeah, and you'll know like, oh
Yeah.
boy, they were firing
If
them
we don't
brakes up.
smell them already.
Yeah, no kidding.
So a lot of times right
Wow.
through here, this has been one of those problem areas where people will be over in the other lane.
No kidding.
Mr.
Yeah.
Ranger, you have to get me off this mountain. I'm
This-
not moving one more inch.
This
You
is
know,
where I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm done here.
So I had a couple of instances. In fact, one lady made it all the way to the top, but she was so stressed out.
Oh
She-
my
She
She
lord.
was-
wasn't.
going
she-
down.
yeah, but we actually talked her into it.
Did ya? Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, this is where I would be like, okay, this is enough. Or
hopefully
too much.
this part makes it worth your.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, the money
I mean,
for-
if I
for
was
people-
driving myself,
Sure.
yeah. Oh my.
Because if you're
No
driving,
doubt.
you better be watching the road
yeah,
pretty close.
right. That's true. Here we're getting scenery and lots of information we wouldn't have it.
Which you wouldn't have had otherwise.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
for sure.
absolutely worth it. And
Yep.
it's stress free. I'd be. My knuckles would be white right
Oh,
now. Maybe worse. Oh man. Oh, we're getting there.
Getting up there, huh? So you can actually go on YouTube and see
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff on racing up here, Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. And then coming around up here, you'll see a wide spot in the dirt. And there's a guy named Ken Block. And he gets his Mustang drifting sideways with,
Oh,
with
my.
his back tires out in the wide spot
No.
right here,
Oh man.
kicking off dirt and rocks over the road while he's going sideways.
Wow.
So this was a big photo opportunity. He did it once. The photography team didn't like it. So they asked him to do it again. He said, okay. So he did it again. They didn't like that take either. And wanted him to do it a third time. He said, no. I'm
Man.
not doing it a third time.
No
Finally
kidding.
came to his senses. Ken
Yeah.
Block's no longer with us. He actually died in a snowmobile accident a year or so ago. But his daughter was actually in the race that last Sunday in June.
Wow.
So this
There we
green
go.
mossy looking stuff is actually kind of burgundy now. It's called Alpine tundra. There's three kinds of tundra. There's Arctic tundra, Antarctic tundra, and Alpine tundra. And it takes this stuff about 100 years to grow 2 inches.
No way.
And this is
Wow.
what the
This is
bighorn sheep and the marmots. Marmots are cute little beaver-like.
Yes,
You know what they are?
yeah.
Okay, good. So up on top of this rock over here, this is known as Devil's Playground.
Mm.
The reason they call it that is because lightning likes to strike that rock and go from rock to rock to rock. I don't know how many times.
Serious? Wow.
Last year, I was a ranger. There was a lightning storm going. I parked my ranger truck with the lights on at the trailhead, encouraging people not to go up there. But,
Yeah.
but rangers don't have law enforcement authority. We're a courtesy patrol.
Okay.
Really?
So-
Okay.
We tell them no problem. You can go on up there if you want. It's free world. And we tell them, yes, we will come help you if you need help up there after the lightning,
After.
Not during.
not during or
No
before.
I
kidding.
get
That's
that.
crazy.
So I think there's a bunch of folks out there that didn't make it through the 3rd grade successfully.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're crazier
When-
than I am.
Where you tell people you can't go, that's where they'd like to go.
That's where they. That's
That is
exactly-
true, too.
That's very true. Those mountains off in the distance in the haze, that's all part of the Continental Divide, which means all the water
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
on the east side will
Yep.
eventually go up in the Gulf of Mexico, on the west side over into the Pacific Ocean.
Right.
And do watch for the bighorn sheep.
Cool.
The Department of Wildlife guys were down there. We may have went right by them. They blend in so well, but we'll try to remember to look in that area a little bit more. But they were down there this morning.
Wow. I guess the elevation.
But I watch. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I guess the elevation don't hurt the animals or the bighorn.
Well,
Well,
when the gets to heavy snow, they can't get to the tundra for food.
Yeah.
And the marmots will actually burrow in and hibernate all winter.
Hibernate.
But the bighorns will actually start pushing down a little bit.
Really? Yeah. Yeah. Whew.
Some amazing views. Huh?
Yeah. Oh
That's
my
for
word.
sure.
And I get to come up here almost every day.
And,
Aren't I a lucky guy?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Just don't get tired of it because it's just like.
Not even close. I say, how do you like my office?
Now, when you started this, were you like freaked? I mean, it was like
Yeah, never scared you.
Yeah.
No, because remember I went to high school in Estes Park, and that's when I learned to drive over there.
So I've
just been in the mountains, and I'm extremely comfortable with this.
Raised with
and
it.
if somebody is very uncomfortable, it's an honor and a privilege for me to take you up here.
Oh yeah.
You know, because I'm very comfortable with this road.
Yeah.
I just don't want you to be too uncomfortable that you're freaking out.
Oh, no.
On my way up here. So
Yeah, that one spot would have been bad and that was a freaky spot there.
yeah. And if you're not used to it, your brain is just telling you, no, don't do this. No, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. And I'm not used to it.
Yeah.
Right.
But you're doing okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're having
fine.
this is exciting.
So we've had people that, in fact, one lady, she said, no, you know what? You leave me off there down there at Glen Cove. Come pick me up, because she knew that she was just going to freak out.
Really? Yeah.
And then her husband was giving her a hard time, which I did not appreciate.
No, that's
because she knew she was going to be going beyond her limits, and I respect that. And everybody's different. So,
I appreciate that because
we're not here to torment anybody, and I would feel bad if she did it just because of her husband said that.
It's like,
and they were that uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, that's not having fun.
No.
You know,
here comes your bike, Tim.
Oh wow, no kidding. He biked that whole way up here. That's
most likely.
That'd be.
Sometimes people, bring bikes up, but there's tour groups that actually will bring you all the way to the top,
and then
let you ride bikes.
Wow.
Those are organized tours. So.
Yeah.
So my first day as a ranger, right back there, I was hoping nothing would go too seriously wrong. 2 or 3 hours into the shift, I'm dealing with a flight for life.
Snow first. Our first snowfall of the year. we come up to Pikes Peak to see it.
That's about all we got this.
Yeah, we didn't.
You didn't get much snow?
In Pennsylvania, we didn't get much. I didn't get my snowblower.
Yeah, I don't even think northern Pennsylvania got that much.
We got some
more.
We got some of that little dangerous stuff to drive in, but nothing, nothing deep. No.
We call this area here Boulder Park for obvious reasons. A lot of times the bighorns are in here, but I haven't actually seen them in this area for a little while.
Yeah, it's like.
And the tundra is usually a lot more lush and green. Right now it's a burgundy color because it's starting to go dormant. Yeah.
But yeah, this is. Now this is windy, but this is like, obviously don't freak me out because there's not a.
You got plenty of ground.
There's not a 12,000 foot
there's
cliff
not
to this.
any drop off.
Right.
There's not. It's not dropping off like.
But yeah.
Now last year, believe it or not, I had to deal with a DUI right here at this point.
Oh,
there was
my
a
word.
guy that got drunk and went off the road here. He's so lucky he went off here and not somewhere else.
No kidding.
Sure.
Drinking and driving is never.
No.
Oh, there was some bighorn right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Drinking and driving is never a good idea, but
especially.
but that's usually what they are.
So the ewes and the rams, the males and the females in the bighorn family, all stay separate all year long until it's mating season. So, and I only just see the one there. So, usually there's several more in the area.
If you see one.
Oh, there's another one over here. On the other side of the rock.
Oh yeah, now I see it. Yeah. They don't.
And a lot of times people do some exceptionally dumb things like feed them popcorn and Doritos. That is not natural.
Yeah.
So
people.
Wow, interesting.
Again, tell them not to. They will.
Yeah.
Yep. Gotta tell me.
Sometimes you don't need to. There was a guy
Well, that-
trying to feed them Doritos and pet them.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
my
they'll come
word.
pretty close to you, but they are a wild
Yeah,
animal.
that's
They're
right.
wild
They
animals,
gotta.
though. They're protected, basically. Not totally if you get something.
You don't want them to rely on Doritos.
You shouldn't give them any parts.
It's just like
yeah.
feeding the bears. You never want to do that. 'Cause
Right.
Then they'll start foraging from
Then
their
they'll start.
hands.
Right.
And then when you stop, they won't stop. They'll come in your
It
house.
Yep.
just encourages them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, I'm glad you
there's
got to
little-
see some bighorns
Yeah.
today.
Yeah,
That's
That was
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, that's good.
At what, 13,000 feet or whatever we are? Yeah.
Yeah, we're at least
At
13.
least. Wow.
So you see some white rocks over here. That's white. That's quartz.
Oh.
Wherever you see quartz, there's a quartz vein that runs through there.
Wow. Nice.
Typically, wherever you see quartz, there'll be gold not too far away.
Oh. Exciting.
So there's actually a big gold mine down over off to the right. So it's a little hard to see in the haze, but down through there, you see it's almost like tiered. You can see a kind of a road down in that area, and a couple buildings maybe. That is the country's
Yes. Oh, I see.
ninth largest gold mine,
Really? Oh,
pulling
wow.
out $1.7 million or so worth of gold every day.
Word. Wow.
Just kind of see it down there. It's a little tough to see with the haze and everything.
Yeah, I did see. Yes. This is another heart attack turn here.
So we did have a runner run off the road here
Really?
on race day Sunday.
Oh, wow.
Left a groove on the road, and it is right. Did I pass it already? I think I might have passed it already. But anyway, he ran off the road right up in this area here
Oh,
somewhere.
so he went down that far
Went
at least.
way down there.
Shoo.
Typically, there's some bighorns down there. They blend in really well with the rocks. And
Oh, yeah, they would, yeah.
off in the distance, you see a bit of a straight line through there. That is the train track for the world's highest cog railroad.
Wow. Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
When we make it around this curve, we get pretty close to the track, and you can actually see the teeth, how the train climbs its way up to the top.
Oh, okay. The cog railroad. Yeah. Fascinating. Yeah, there.
See the teeth in the train?
Yep.
Train track there?
Yep, that's how they. So that's where that would come up at. Yeah, the cog
Yep.
railroad.
Yep.
But
And this is another really heavy, high drift area down below as well, but up on this side of the mountain.
Yeah, it would.
So I've been stuck several times up here.
oh, really?
Yeah, it's no big deal because once you can't go anymore, then you just stop. You get
Yeah.
on the radio, you
Get some
call for
help,
that
though.
awesome
Yeah.
road crew.
Nothing
They
to-
will be here in a lickety split
Nothing to
and get
panic
you
about.
unstuck.
Right.
So
So then in the wintertime, they only let so many difference. Like they don't let any civilian up here. They have to have.
no,
Like,
they will.
Oh, they will.
We'll eventually try to get this road back open.
Okay, so it's yes.
But
or-
sometimes it takes us a little
Yeah.
while. If we've had a real bad snowstorm with lots of wind, it may take us a
May
week
take-
or two
yeah, but
to
it
get it back
eventually
open.
gets open,
But
yeah.
we try to get that one path up through here
right.
so we can get the train coming up here, and then so I
Sure.
can come up here and play in the snow.
Yeah, fun. Looks
So you
like
see this
this
guardrail's
must
all
have been
tore
a,
up?
Yep.
must have been
That
a
is
bad
when
something.
the BMW Car Corporation rented the mountain, and they wanted to do some high-speed stuff and filming.
No way.
We went into that guardrail
Went into that guardrail. And it's,
about a week ago. Yeah.
oh, just about a week ago.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
So our four-time champion in the motorcycle class, he was coming through here, went so fast, he got himself in this drainage ditch over here. When he came out of the drainage ditch, it launched him airborne
Good
because he was
grief.
going so fast.
And he went that.
And so he
down.
crashed on the corner of the road, right in this area, right up in here,
Right up in here. Wow. Right up in here.
and lost his life, tumbled in the rocks. Right here is the finish line.
Wow.
That's how close he
Okay.
was to win number 5.
Okay.
Man.
So here we are at the top.
Here we
There's our
are.
summit. and no grumpy McRanger, so I'm going to make an illegal turn.
All
You see
right.
it's one way.
Yeah,
Well, we're going to just violate that for a moment.
got the perks.
See
here.
the ravens here?
Wow.
I don't know why they come up here unless...
They don't mind the heights. Yeah. That's a high fly for them, yeah.
They were going to repave this. This is called the West Loop.
Oh.
They were going to repave this on Memorial Day weekend, but there was 5 and 6 feet of snow here.
Really?
So
Good
no
grief.
paving operations that day.
On
When
Memorial
you see
Day.
these poles, you know what those poles are, right?